You know, the situation with Kobe Bryant, you know, and we all know the tragic loss of Kobe Bryant and his little daughter, Gianna. It was horrible. But let me tell you what has recently came out. So his wife, Vanessa Bryant, is devastated because she found out that the LA County Sheriff's deputies took photos of the remains of Kobe Bryant and other victims at the crash site, and she wants them punished. They wasn't supposed to do that. Now, we know that a lot of these police are part of these white supremacist either organizations, or they be on these white supremacist sites or these secret Facebook groups. Remember when they had that expose of Facebook groups that a lot of these police was in, and a lot of them were white supremacist groups, these secret groups online? See, they do things like that. They'll take pictures of black people dead, their remains, or how they beat black people and post them on these white supremacist websites or groups on Facebook or different forums that most people don't know about, or maybe sometime they go to the dark web. But Vanessa's lawyer says on the day of the crash, it said Vanessa went to the sheriff's department and requested the crash site be designated a no-fly zone so photographers would be kept at bay. He said, but her attorney says it was of critical importance to Vanessa to protect the dignity of all victims. So her attorney said it's inexcusable and deplorable and an unspeakable violation of human decency. And do you know the white supremacists are now attacking Vanessa Bryant because she filed the wrongful death lawsuit against the helicopter company? They were making comments like, oh, she just, look at her, she just being so money hungry. What you mean she being money hungry? She lost her husband and her child in the same freaking day. And Kobe left his family a lot of money. What you mean money hungry, you idiots? I mean, somebody need to be held accountable so it won't happen to another family. And it was 9 people total. So other families that lost their loved ones a benefit. And the other people were white, since that's what all you care about. They stupid. Now, it says that some deputies took photos at the crash site and shared them with various people inside and outside the department. So they say law enforcement sources said that a deputy trainee went to a bar several days after the crash. In an attempt to impress a woman, he showed her the photos of remains. What kind of sick woman would want to see that, first and foremost? And if I'm trying to impress a woman, I'm not trying to say, hey, guess what I got? I got the photos of Kobe Bryant, his daughter dead. You want to see it? I mean, who you fooling with? Carrie? I mean, like, who you fooling with? Bloody Mary? Like, who? They want to see some photos like that to impress a woman? Man, y'all sick. So he said the bartender overheard the conversation and was so indignant that he filed an online complaint with the sheriff's department. And say the lawyer says Mrs. Bryant is grateful to the individual who filed an online complaint exposing these acts of injustice. And the lawyer has said that Sheriff Alex Villanueva assured us all measures will be put into place to protect the family's privacy, and is our understanding that he has worked hard to honor those requests. As they reported, days after the crash, top brass of the department told deputies who took the photos to come to the substation and delete the photos. And if they did, no action will be taken. No action will be taken whether they delete them or not. Because how is it you're going to say, well, if you just delete the photos, then, you know, nothing going to happen to you? No, you went out to the public and you shared what they would call like a accident scene. It wasn't a crime scene, but definitely an accident scene. Something somebody wasn't supposed to be seeing, just to impress a sicko woman. And you're sick to even show her that. So they said that the sheriff did not order an internal affairs investigation until the LA Times contacted the department and inquired about the photos. So even though they knew all this was going on, they wasn't going to do nothing to the cops that shared these photos. Wasn't going to do nothing to them. Just say, well, if you delete it, you know, it'll go away. So the lawyer says Vanessa wants the harshest possible discipline and that their identities be brought to light to ensure that the photos are not further disseminated. Yes, bring those cops to light that did that. I agree with that 2,000%. If you're bold enough to do that and share that with people, why are you always hiding? No, the people of LA need to know who's roaming the streets. These people are sickos. They don't deserve no badge. And you can imagine what they're doing to other people on the street. Man, that's sick. You know, this woman had to deal with people talking crap about her husband before he even got in the ground, calling him all kind of names. He called him, well, I don't even want to mention that name, but calling him names, dealing with Gayle King and her crap, you know, speaking ill about her husband. Okay, Oprah and her crap, you know, Oprah and Kale. Then you had to deal with individual YouTubers making all these videos negative against Kobe. You get what I'm saying? You have to deal with the feminists. You know, there's so many things that family and that especially his wife had to deal with. I wouldn't only want to be in her position. Cause you know how when I get upset, I get hateful. I say, I would hate every last one of y'all. Talking about my spouse and child like that. And they didn't do any of y'all anything. But this is the sick old people that's out there. They have no respect. Like I said, you have no morality in America. None. That's why I call this place Babylon. What is right is wrong, and what is wrong is right. Every evil thing is celebrated. No human decency, no respect, no honor for nobody. And the world loved Kobe, but you know, like white supremacists in the police force, they can't stand people like Kobe. They can't stand to see a black man making, you know, millions of dollars. They can't stand it because they think that they supposed to have it. And while they got a job barely paying anything, and this black man flying in private helicopters, and he can, you know, live where he want to live and shop where he want to shop, and you know, he got his family looking better than them. Oh, they hate that. So when something like this happened to Kobe, they get a kick out of that. But again, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with Vanessa Bryant suing the police department, and rightfully so. I hope they depose those cops, because when you depose them, they have to be exposed.